Good morning. My name is Holly North. My Dharma name is Won JahYoo. The golden rule found in almost every world religion speaks of the law of cause and effect. The rule is, do unto others as you would have done unto you. I remember when I was a young girl, my mom saying to me, treat others how you would like to be treated. Or you may have heard, what goes around comes around. Sotasan, the founding teacher, said, the truth of the universe originally involves continuous circulation over and over again, without either arising or ceasing, so that whatever goes, comes again, and whatever comes, goes again, and a giver becomes a receiver, and a receiver a giver. This is the constant way that never changes throughout all eternity. A giver becomes a receiver is akin to the proverb, you reap what you sow. All of these old age sayings are telling us that what we think, say, and do will come back around to us through the law of cause and effect. Understanding the principle of cause and effect is essential and of the utmost importance, according to Sotasan. He said, the urgent matter is not to teach everyone all the thousands of scriptures, or to encourage them in all the thousands of good deeds. Rather, the most urgent matter is first of all to help them believe in and awaken to the truths of neither arising nor ceasing and the retribution and response of cause and effect. By inquiring into the principle of cause and effect, I am learning that I am a creator of my own suffering and happiness. When I pay close attention, I can see the consequences of my thoughts and actions. One night, I came in from walking our dog after dinner. When I entered the kitchen, I found a pile of dishes in the sink. I immediately said to my family in an accusatory tone, I don't know why people can't put their dishes into the dishwasher. This created tension in my home. The way I spoke felt confrontational to them and caused a small conflict to ensue. This incident showed me that my actions have the power to create different outcomes. If I had been mindful instead of reacting out of frustration, I could have more eloquently handled the situation. I could have avoided the uneasy feelings by asking my family to help in a kinder way. They suggested that I could have simply asked them to put their dishes into the dishwasher. After this, when I saw clean laundry piled on the living room floor, I paused before blurting out, I don't know why people can't put their laundry away. Remembering the law of cause and effect, I paused, then asked, could you please put your laundry away? I found this method to be much more effective. Since I changed my way of asking for help, my son has been thanking me for asking him to do chores. He has been saying, thank you, Mom, for asking me to put the dishes in the dishwasher. This indeed has created more happiness into my home. I am being treated how I would like to be treated when other people are grateful for contributing to the household chores. This harmony in my home is the result of mindful choice and action. I am letting go of the habit of reacting out of frustration and instead am choosing to act with patience. I took the Turtle Dharma chart class last fall. The topic that intrigued me the most from this course was the threefold study. Inquiry into human affairs and universal principles is one of the parts to the threefold study. The law of cause and effect is a universal principle addressed in this section of the scriptures. It states, the suffering and happiness that might inadvertently occur and the suffering and happiness that we create for ourselves are the consequences of our own making through the operation of our 6 sense organs. If we act whenever we please and stop whenever we please, ignorant of the right and wrong, benefit and harm of our own actions, then the activities of our 6 sense organs at every instant will turn into transgressions and suffering, so that our future will become a boundless sea of suffering. Learning about the threefold study in the Turtle Dharma chart class sent me on a journey of inquiring into the law of cause and effect. There are times when disturbances affect my inner peace or the outer peace in my home, like the dishes scenario. When this happens, I now look to the threefold study to know that I am a creator, and I can choose how I respond to situations. My responses have the power to change outcomes through my thoughts, words, and actions. The threefold study focuses on cultivating the spirit, inquiry into human affairs and universal principles such as the law of cause and effect, and mindful choice and action. The 3 parts are interconnected and function simultaneously. Through this practice, we mindfully cultivate love and compassion in order to make the right choices when we act. I understand mindful choice and action as what benefits ourselves and others as opposed to creating harm. Positive thoughts create right action, which in turn attracts wholesome karma. We can be aware of our thoughts, words, and actions through mindfulness practice. The late Thich Nhat Hanh teaches a way to actively choose thoughts and feelings of love and happiness over anger and hatred. In his teachings, he says, we have a store consciousness that contains seeds to 51 mental formations. The mental formations are both positive and negative energies such as anger and joy. His article, Watering the Seeds of Happiness, says, we can't transform habit energy with just our intelligence and our desire to do so. We need some insight, and insight comes from deep looking. The only way to transform habit energy is to recognize it, embrace it with mindfulness, and practice inviting positive seeds to create positive habit energies. Thich Nhat Hanh taught me a method to change my habitual patterns of acting out of frustration. I am taking responsibility for what I am creating by mindfulness practice. When situations arise in my life that are unsettling, I try to pause and take a deep breath. I give a name to the feelings that are arising. Once I can address what I'm feeling, I greet it with acknowledgement and compassion, as I have learned from Thich Nhat Hanh. I can't ignore the feelings I have because they reside within me. Running from them will not make them go away, but I can choose not to water them. I can choose to water wholesome seeds, to make more loving choices. Through understanding the law of cause and effect, I create harmony in the world around me by consciously choosing love and happiness. When I create in this way, I am applying the threefold study. I am cultivating my spirit by remaining calm. I am looking closely at what I am aligning with by inquiring into human affairs and universal principles, while at the same time attempting to make the right choice in action by remaining in a clear, calm state. I am far from perfect and still find myself falling into old habitual patterns. However, I am getting better the more conscious I am about my choices, thoughts, feelings, and words. I feel empowered, knowing that I shape my reality by mindfully choosing which seeds I am watering. Through inquiring into the law of cause and effect, I am learning that I am not a victim of circumstance. When I make right choices in action, I am able to change outcomes in my life. In my internal garden, I strive to cultivate love and kindness. I am creating rose gardens in my internal world as well as in my outer world by knowing I reap what I sow. Thank you.